this will be a little hard to communicate, but yeah. So, because you can slow down the speed. Oh wait, is it not letting me? Oh no, you can't. You're right. I lied. Okay, I don't know anything. I'm gonna shut up. Let's go ahead and get into this. Let's get into this cast here. On the left-hand side, we're just gonna pause it for 1 second. We're gonna be having the members of ReGen Retro. Yeah, you are right. You are Lethidra. My bad. My bad on that one. Clam is going to be on the Sylvanas. Rainbow will be on the Stukov. We're going to be having Chernaz is going to be on that Joanna. Maniacs is going to be on the Greymane. Hunter on the Rexar there. On the right-hand side, we've got the members of ReGen Retro. I think I actually said that backwards. Thiccmama, Whitemane Hots is going to be on the left-hand side. ReGen Retro on the right. Aaron was going to be on the Leoric. Deltron is going to be on the Deckard Cain. Altanian is on that Anubrak. Miasma playing the Rainer, and Big Bird on the Orphea. Let's go ahead and get into this. Unfurling Shadows for that Sylvanas at level 1. Going to be trying to get that extra damage out. Oh, I'm so glad, Big Bird. I'm so glad. Thanks for coming by. I was trying to delay a little bit just to make sure that message could go out to people if they did want to watch it. So I was trying to be a little bit slow at the start after I said that. Yeah, normal speed is the lowest. Yeah, sorry. I thought you could actually slow it down. But the only way you can slow down the game is actually, I think, in try mode. You can speed it up though. Yeah, you can speed up, but you can't slow down. In try mode, I think you can slow it down though. That one I think I'm sure about. I swear, because someone was saying like practicing combos on a slower mode so that way you can see how they're hitting and stuff. Either way, let's actually focus in on this game right now. So we have this Greymane. There's a lot of good siege potential going to be coming out for the members of Thiccmama, Whitemane Hots. Oh wait, they might have a capture onto this Greymane. Maybe? No more pepper. Shenanigans from Bad by Design. Ah, well, welcome. I think I have seen you in here before. And I think you did say that, and I was just like, oh yeah, and then it just whoosh right out of my brain. I do like the siege potential that's coming out from Thiccmama, Whitemane Hots. They've got a lot of just strong elements to just push in through lanes. Also, this Rexar will offer so much with that Misha as well. Greymane's great in sieging. We also have the Sylvanas for some lockdown. Big Bird sitting in this corner right here. They're just gonna get a little bit of poke damage out here. They're not able to jump onto this point quick enough as Altanian isn't able to make the rotation with the crew. No Unfurling Shadow stacks whatsoever. We also do have the Scroll of Identify for that Deckard Cain at level 1 to stack those up to 16. You can definitely slow it down in try mode. Okay, so that is true. Okay, Scroll of Identify, that's what I thought. Whew. Possibly in another... I think in Sandbox, maybe. I know you can speed up in Sandbox modes. If you could slow it down, dear lord, that would be the longest Cursed Hollow game I would never want to play. Looks like Rainer's going to get caught out of position in mid lane right there, if I'm not mistaken, and they'll be taking out First Blood going over to the members of Thiccmama, Whitemane Hots. We just shortened it so it's easier to actually fit onto our name bars right there. Yeah. Okay, they just disengage right out of there. I'm just waiting to see, do we have any sort of more pressure? No, it's just, that's going to be it. Shrine will be activating in the mid lane in just a second here. We do have Leoric still pushing up through top lane. 4 talent tiers for both teams. No 7s in sight. Going to be getting closer and closer. This is going to be sieging through mid lane. Now they set up for the shrine here. It's just like that slow, tense start of Infernal Shrines is always just kind of like, how's the posturing going to be? Where are they going to be set up on across the map? Thiccmama Whitemane, you're right. I keep reading Thiccmama, so Thiccmama Whitemane. My apologies, Big Bird. Completely just I saw it, I was just like, yeah, that's exactly it. No. Okay. So I'm glad I just put just Thiccmama. That's it on the scorebar right now. Shrine has activated. We are going to be having Aaron rotate in on this, and it's just a little bit of back and forth poke between the two teams. 7-7 and about skeletal defenders, or at least they're neck and neck nearby, and this is going to be bottom lane crashing as well. Top lane does have that Shaman camp, so the longer they play this, will be better for ReGen Retro. And to dive in from Altanian, they get the lockdown onto one. Rainbow taking a lot of damage here, pops that push. Now Greymane diving into the backline, trying to get that value. Might have stepped a little too far forward there. That will be Greymane going down. They could turn onto this Joanna, possibly. They do find the slap with the Shadow Waltz right there, and that will be 2 kills for none as they go ahead and claim the shrine. First one going over in favor for ReGen Retro. Top lane, we are going to be having Hunter clear this out. Won't be getting as much value as you typically see, but that's mostly because it wasn't just freely pushing into the gate. Is dagger build good? I go giant killer, slow and trait. I've seen once the unfurling shadow stacks up, it has a lot of good poison damage in the late game. It's a lot like Echoed Corruption from Gul'dan. It's the damage over time and how much of the bar that it really chunks through, and it's so hard to heal through that. That's a lot of the damage that comes out that's just so difficult to deal with. And now we have the lockdown going out into one. The root is going to be there, and they're able to back off. Nice use of the Lurking Arm from Stukov to just back them off, make sure that they're not aggressing too hard into their fort right here. And now they actually have a lockdown going out into one. They don't have the Iron Skin. That's going to be Joanna getting chomped on by the Orphea. Moving in through the bottom lane, continuing. They do drop their Punisher, but the lane is stacked up quite a bit. Nice pressure coming out. Sylvanas going to get some extra damage. Once again, Lurking Arm out from that Stukov to zone, but with Altanian anchoring, I think they're going to be trying to take down this fort, which allows them to have that periodic catapult pressure as well as the passive experience gain, and this is exactly going to be it. The Altanian will have to tank this a little bit. Actually, the minion was still there. Really, really, really good. My only real value as a mod is to harass Bahama and make comments about butts. I mean, that's the contract that I sent you, right? Are you saying that it's not your job description of a mod? You're a man after my own heart, Galio. Oh my god, that's so good. Alright, let's actually focus in on the game here, as Siege Camp is going to be grabbed on the right-hand side. A little bit of pressure into the mid lane. We also do have the Bruisers for top. 9s are going to be here for both sides, and we're going to be approaching those 10s. And we'll see what those talents are as they're going to be popping up on the hot bar on top. So we'll focus in on these other numbers here. I was going to say talents, but we only have one set of talents for each of these heroes. Knock back into the gate a little bit. Silence going to be coming out from the Stukov. They try and step in on this. Going to be trying to get another stack for that Deckard Cain. Just roots onto the Misha. Go ahead and take a peek at how the experience has been coming in as well. Web Rep for the Anub'arak, Entomb for the Leoric, Stay a While and Listen, Eternal Feast for the Orphea, and Hyperion for that Raynor. Not bad at all. I like a lot of the good siege potential, good setup. That Entomb with the Eternal Feast is going to be actually coming out into the mid lane. Hyperion coming out as well. They keep a couple people in there. I just saw like heroic cooldown counters just starting. I'm like, there's a fight breaking out in another lane, and this is just going to be the disengaged, and they'll just be able to back it out. A lot of heroics used, but not a whole lot gained. They do take out the front gate. Sylvanas not going to be blinking forward with those Banshees. Now Misha just going to be anchoring out a little bit for the team. Just that Misha derpy run is just so adorable. Actually, we're going to go show some of the damage numbers, as we do have the left-hand side being picked up here. Wailing Arrow, we actually have Bestial Wrath for that Misha right there. Also going to have the Go for the Throat for the Greymane for some of those lower health pool heroes, trying to get those resets. I usually go CD reduction on Scroll for Cube at 7, being split out of control. Yeah, I mean, it really just depends on, like, your own preference. Like, I always go for Scroll of Identify at level 1, just because I like getting the root, and I think I get the most value from that. I'm not the best with Sapphire at level 1, so I just don't take it. Same thing with Emerald. Not really good at hitting those consistently, so I think it's the Heraldric Cube damage reduction, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what's at that talent tier. I can't remember off the top of my head. But either way, we do have the Shrine popping up. Mid lane pressure is going to be dealt with by that Raynor right there. Let's pull away the talents, and we actually have the Web Wrap already going on onto the Greymane. Lockdown going to be tried. Burrow in, and Tomb going to be there as well. That will be the Eternal Feast, catching the Greymane right in the corner, and it's going to go once, twice, and we actually have the Joanna continuing it. Greymane first goes down in this fight, but that's going to be the Eternal Jaws are going for so long, and the Stay a While and Listen catches the Misha Bear, and that's still continuing this. They keep stepping into this now. It finally just ends. Thiccmama Whitemane Hots is gonna take a death right there. They actually just got their Sylvanas back as well. 23 Skeletal Defenders for ReGen Retro, and climbing. Trying to lock down a couple members here. This will be Shrine going over. They actually burrow forward here onto Hunter. They're trying to get the damage onto Rexar. That should be able to get it, and that will be Rexar down. Rainbow is going to be assaulted by Aaron, but they're going to turn around and go for the Joanna, who's currently trying to get onto the Rainer, and this might have been a staggered death that they didn't want to take. Nice use of the Impale. I don't think Anubrekin is able to... Oh, wait, the burrow, the slow. Rainer with some pepper, but they pop the skin, and they're able to walk right out of there. They do split them away. This is going to be the Punisher walking in through mid lane. No gate to jump over, and this also will be 13 talent tier picked up in favor for the members of ReGen Retro. They have this jump over the fort. They'll be able to pressure in and just take this down easy. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Shiramata. Shadamura. I cannot say words tonight. This is going to be the Punisher just walking straight into the wall. A little bit of spread damage coming out as well. Yeah, I'm just... I thought I just saw an Entomb being pulled out of the ground right there, but that's going to be the lockdown onto 1 or 2. Silence going to be out with the Stukov lurking arm, and they just back right out of there. That feast value, seriously. There was a buffet for Orpheus. It was a butt fit. That's not. I got nothing there. I'm not Kaleo. I'm done trying. Feast. See, there you go. That's the feast. Just. But that is, no, seriously, that Eternal Feast got so much value. It just being procced for what felt like forever right there, and just everyone getting chunked by that. What is it? Every single time it hits, it deals 350 damage. So it's just 350, 350, 350. It's just over and over again. And like Li Ming, for example, like around the 13 talent tier, she's got like 1,800 health. So she could only realistically like take not even like 5 of those in a row. Like, that's a little terrifying. Either way, wow. All right. Mata. This is just going to be rotations through the lanes here. We do have the next Punisher popping up in top lane, and they're just going to be getting the clear out. They're also going to be trying to keep that experience advantage in their favor on the side of ReGen Retro. Just rotating as the waves are crashing up, maybe catching someone in a bad rotation. Only 88 stacks sitting on the Unfurling Shadows for that Sylvanas as well. They're not brawling as much as I think they expected to in between these rotations, and with the lanes being pushed up the way they are, they're also taking these really safe rotations. In the past, you typically see them going through the center area, but since there's no fort between mid and bottom, they're doing those rotations in front of their keep front gates. You can already see mid lane keeps chunked down a little bit. Bottom lane still very healthy, and top lane is their best lane by far. We do have the Immortals popping up. Or excuse me, the Punisher popping up in like, I think the alert should be in like 30 seconds about. It's okay, you still liked it? Okay, good. I hate Feast though, it's hard to see under AoEs. Yeah, it's true. What fet. 15.5 to their 14.5 right here. They could look for a fight. They definitely could look for a fight. And Sylvanas backing out with the Banshees. They know it's really risky their posturing, because if they can win the fight, that'll be huge for them. If they lose, that's just a huge amount of experience over to ReGen Retro. Bluebird is in bottom, but I don't think they've shown. Oh my God, Leoric almost catching them here. No, nothing. Just safe rotations. Both teams playing it slow. Waiting. 16 talent tier is here for the members of ReGen Retro, so they have that advantage. They're trying to find that experience themselves. We do have the Rexar in this bottom lane trying to soak up, as well as the team through mid. Sylvanas still sitting over in top lane, waiting for this to crash into them. But Shrine activates in 2 seconds, and we'll find out which kind it's going to be. It looks like it will be Mortar Punisher. It's going to be that red emblem on top. There's a lot of damage coming out onto the Greymane. I was waiting to see, did we get the Entomb? And not just yet. That is the Flailing Sweat coming out. So they do have, that's a huge arrow from Sylvanas, but also an Entomb coming out. No Eternal Feast underneath that, and they actually get the Greymane kill in the back line right now. Eternal Feast now will come out as Rainbow's going to be trying to get that Lurking Arm. Does get a couple hits right there. Hyperion out as well. They find the kill onto Joanna. Aaron will be having that Wraith walk forward. They actually back out of there. Now, no one has even activated the Shrine at this time. They're able to go ahead and siege in through this top lane fort, and this is actually gonna buy them a little bit of time to get some of those members back, and so they actually do send Leoric to go ahead and get the clear onto that Shrine. Sylvanas, I don't think popping her trait anyway to disengage on that minion wave right there, or at least lock it down. Might not even have it available. And now we have Punisher potentially available. We have Big Bird sitting in mid lane. Let's go see how they're going to be just pushing back this Misha Bear, who's just, they're slowly whittling them down. here and there with these Shadow Wolves. And we actually see a different build. Not going to be going into any of the questing talents at level 7 that we often do see. A lot more onto that Shadow Waltz, enabling the end point right there with the increased end damage. So getting just that end snap gets that increased damage is really big. No, it's like Buffett but butts. Oh, Butt Fett, is that Boba Fett's cuz? I did say it wrong. I did definitely say it wrong. We do have the Bruiser camp being picked up here. Immortal going to be diving through the top lane. A little bit of a just stall for now. They don't get the jump over the wall. They burn through that camp really quickly. And now that's going to be Leoric using the Wraith Walk forward. They're going to have some damage reduction onto a couple members. Also going to be dropping right on the wrong side of the gate, but they do take out the sidewall. Hyperion coming out as well. Huge Eternal Feast as well as the Entomb. We see the Stukov being launched across the map. Misha goes down as well as the Joanna. This Punisher still fairly healthy is going to be pushing in through top lane. About 25% onto that. Mayanex is going to be going down as Greymane is not able to get the value they're looking for. Hunter goes down as well, and that's going to be 4 members traded for none. Punisher's still sitting at 24%. This is just going to be game number 1 going over to ReGen Retro as Thiccmama Whitemane Hots is going to be taken down here. GG. Well played. Alrighty, everybody, let's go ahead and get into this game number 2. On the left-hand side, we've got Thiccmama Whitemane Hots with Charnez is going to be on the Sonya. We're going to be having Clam on the Hanzo. We'll have Hunter on that ETC. Rainbow going to be on the Lily, and Minex is going to be on... Maniax is going to be on the Falstad. On the right-hand side, we've got the members of ReGen Retro, with Miasma going to be on that Greymane, Altanian going to be on the Garrosh, Deltron on that Malfurion. We'll be having Aaron on the Malthael, and Big Bird is going to be playing the Medivh. It's so trippy every time you turn the camera angle to me, like that, just like that. Just those little bends. Oh. Have a great night. Shadamura, thanks for coming by. Hope you have a great day. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a peek at what we have for level 1. We do have on a Pale Horse with that Malthael for the quicker rotations. Alright, Kaleo, thanks for coming by. Talk to you later. Have a good night, bud. Thanks for checking out the stream and supporting and making some good clips as always. We do have that Master's Touch, or excuse me, the baseline for Medivh, so it's gonna be that Arcane Rift, trying to stack those up into the Sonya as quickly as possible. We also do have that proc rock for the ETC just to get those regen globes and get a little bit more meaty. And also we have what I prefer here myself on the Falstad is going to be the Gathering Storm, trying to get those hammerings into the enemy players. In the solo lane, it's a little difficult here. We'll see what they end up managing with that. And then also, finally, Hanzo will be going for the Simple Geometry. A little more Scatter Arrow Poke, as well as a map with double bosses. Miss you already, Kaleo? I agree, Big Bird. I absolutely agree, Big Bird. ETC with this invade onto the camp, or at least checking, zoning routes. They could just turn onto the ZTC potentially. They don't know where the enemy team is, and they actually leave them to this. ReGen Retro, or at least feigning that they are. Power slide through, they don't actually catch anyone here, and they just turn back onto the camp. Big Bird will go ahead and just mount up. Maybe they get the dismount. No, they'll be going straight back into the top lane. They don't want to miss out on any experience. Pretends not to cry. Greymane will go ahead and rotate over to the right-hand side and grab a camp and just pressure in with that as well. We do have our first objective popping up in the top lane, so this is the best siege camp on the map, at least for the current spawn position, so that way you can have pressure in the bottom. Falstad is the global player, though, so they'll be able to get that flight in. Not at any time, every 75 seconds, but 4s are here for both teams, and we have nothing really too out of the ordinary. I'm just looking through. Doesn't seem like anything special here. Falstad's sitting at only, well, 0, actually a lot of 0 stacked quests right there on the side of Thiccmama Whitemane Hots. Big Bird working through those stacks on Medivh. That Arcane Rift is slowly coming through. 2 minutes 30 into the game means we got our tribute spawning. That will be announced. Let's see what they're able to do. This is going to be the top position here. They have Medivh, who's able to scout out quite a bit. They do have to rotate that Falstad up, but at the same time, Malthael doesn't need to make it up there as well. They could stay down here and just take a fight down a member, but without the Malthael, this could be a little risky. Seems like that's going to be the case for the time being. They do have that on a pale horse, gonna get dismounted. Still staying in bottom, gets the Reaper mark onto a couple members, but here's where the action's been taking place. We are gonna be having these members go back and forth, a little disengaged, a little roll away. No pickups just yet onto anything else. Way back off, they're gonna go ahead and tap a well. ReGen Retro though, not giving this over. Portal is available. It seems like we've got a mark on one. They're trying to find a way into the backline. They want to get onto that Lily or at least toss the Hanzo into a bad position. They do have the availability for another portal if they want. Groundbreaker forward, maybe thinking they were actually going to get the toss out onto another player right there. Falstead, though, with the flight in, that means that Malthiel's up here as well. They have everybody up for the first point. That's going to be the root going out onto Hunter. Hammering coming out from that Falstead, going to connect onto a couple in the backline. We currently have Sonya disrupting as well. Ping's going out onto that Malthiel, who's so very low, but they're not able to pick up that kill just yet. And this is going to be the channel started. They'll try and stall this out as best they can, but the power slide from Hunter, this might have been a bad move for the Garrosh, and they get the kill, and that will be first kill of the game over to Thiccmama. Whitemane Huts. Meanwhile, the bottom lane siege camp was cleared out. Sevens are on the approach for both teams. We're not too big in deficit for experience. That kill didn't yield over too much in favor for Thiccmama, but maybe down the road it'll be a little bit different. Charnez is going to be going ahead and grabbing this bruiser camp for the left-hand side. I don't think it's available for another minute. The members of ReGen Retro, will they back off? A little poke out here and there. Now we wait for tribute. Good rotations that are coming out from both these teams, grabbing some camps, getting some pressure into the lanes, and also making sure they're not missing out on some of those experience. Just, you don't want to miss out onto this, even though you are just padding your stats a little bit and putting some damage into ETC. You weaken them a little bit. Lily's got to pop some abilities, heal them up a bit here and there, but this is going to be tribute on the right-hand side of the map. I do believe, based on this, the third one, because it's every third cycle, it's going to be in the bottom left-hand side of Cursed Hollow here. See if they're able to do that. Toss goes out onto Hunter as they checked into this way too early. Root doesn't connect. Power slide through a couple of the members. Malthiel now wants to chase. They have the mark onto them. They could go in for the dive a little bit further. Hunter takes a lot of damage. Falstead with the flight in. They do back out. Deltron with the channel over on the right-hand side, and it looks like ReGen Retro will go ahead and pick up the second curse point of this game. No tribute available for either side. Hanzo going to try and push up this mid lane a little bit more. Also stack up that simple geometry. Blunderbutt, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Thanks for coming by. 8.5 on the side of Thiccmama. A little bit ahead here, but ReGen Retro will be trying to bring it back in this game. Maybe able to pick off a kill. That early game kill didn't yield over too much experience. So actually, let's take a peek and see where that is coming from. 500 from, so there's 1,000 missing in the minions department, which is really where that little experience lead is starting to take place, and they can't miss out on this soak. Only Hanzo's in mid lane, so they're pressuring that up. They're trying to maybe go for a bit of a play in top. As I said, there's going to be the next tribute in bottom left of the map because it is on a there's a way to kind of count the cycles, and there's a little bit of a predictability with this when you get to the second and third one, but the third one's a lot more easier to predict, but actually they're going to have the portal out into this bush here. Hunter with the power slide forward. Altanian sharking around, trying to find that toss. They were trying to look for a fight before the 10s got hit. I think they know that they have to give over this objective, so they say, you know what? Let's go ahead and just grab us a boss that'll push them through top lane. Now, if they're smart, they know that they can just go ahead and grab the boss on their side for Thiccmama. I don't think that's going to be their play here. Oh, Hanzo is going to be starting it. We do have Rainbow with the channel. This isn't going to be a curse just yet, and actually they're going to back off of it. Here's the big thing to note. Falstead, on a map with double boss, went into Hinterland's Blast. We don't even have like a setup with like Leap or anything. We have Wrath of Berserker from that Sonya. They know that they're on this boss now, so they do the exact same thing on their side, which makes complete sense. Like, burn this down. You're not going to be able to steal it away. You don't have a gust to knock them out or anything like that. You have the Mosh Pit for some setup. Maybe that's the reason they don't want to go into the gust, because there's a little bit of anti-synergy with that, as well as the Hinterland Blast does do a little bit better with that Mosh Pit priority. Tribute going to be popping up here once again. It has restarted, so it's going to be in center bottom of the map. We do have Rainbow already putting themselves onto the point, waiting for this and to be available. Huge Warlord's Challenge coming out. Sonya does go down. That 10 talent hitting just as they needed on the side of ReGen Retro, and now they need to burn down this boss or make a play over onto the left-hand side of the map to just deny this curse, and I think they know that with Medivh scouting out this. They just have to give it over. Sonya is down. Altanian will be stalled out with the Sonic Arrow. Nice use of that right there from Hanzo. They get the channel here. It's 2-2. They also have a boss pushing up through top lane. It will be taken out. Bottom lane, same kind of situation. Actually, a lot healthier than the top lane boss, and it doesn't look like it's going to get as much value, even though they've been burning this thing down. There was some siege actually coming out from Thiccmama as well. Yeah, Hinterland's Blast. I agree, Stark. Like, hello? They do lose the top lane fort, so it's a bottom and top traded out right there, so those at least will be prioritized lanes for both teams. Next tribute, it's going to be right-hand side of the map. This is a risky spot to be in. Shock and Awe, still better than my Falstad. I mean, it's Hinterland. Like, I got to see how this Hinterland's Blast combo works out. Because we also have the Polybomb out from the Medivh, and so that could, you know, anyone who tries to dive around that mosh pit, just Polybomb and... I think it's gonna be. I'm a little worried about this. We'll see. We'll see. It's 13. No 13 talents for either side. Even talent tiers. Cursed for both. So if we see like a wipe, the death timers aren't super long. But it still is a risky spot. Like it's. Let's see what they're able to do here. No scouting just yet. Medivh actually just scouting out for the friendly team. Hanzo with the scatter arrow right there. I was gonna say they do also have the hold on, that Sonic Arrow providing some good vision, but the mosh pit onto a couple. They actually have this. There it is, and that's also going to be the Polybomb going out. That's gonna be the arrow from Hanzo. That was the Hinterland's Blast used in a huge cooldown. Only 13 seconds left on that. They can get another pull if they can make it. But here's the thing: ETC is absolutely gone out of this fight now. Chernix is gonna be in the back line, and they go down. That Sonya not gonna be living. Big Bird a little bit low here, needs to get out. And I didn't actually look. Did they finish? They have 35 stacks on the. Oh wait, no, wow. Trying to get the Hinterland's Blast for the interrupt onto that to buy a little bit more time for ETC to come back from death, but that is going to be curse in favor for the members of ReGen Retro. Just all those minions dying to the mark. We have Lili going down in mid lane as they portal forward. They're going to be trying to find the Falstad, but they barrel roll safely out of there, and without the towers dealing shots, they're going to leave the minion wave pushing up. Hanzo going to be clearing out bottom lane as best they can. I thought they're going to try and push into this a little bit more, but not going to be the case, and this is just going to be mid lane fort going down. Bottom lane is going to be defended by that Hanzo. Malthiel joining into the friendly team. 13-13. Portal forward. They go straight through the gate. They're just like, it's whatever. We can take down this keep. We've got 29 seconds. And actually, they're thinking that's a little bit of a bad idea as everyone's back up. And there's a lot of good damage coming out onto one player. Hinterland's Blast comes out as well. The hammering to confirm the kill. Lacerites goes on into Hunter. So they trade out 1 for 1. And protection status onto them. That's going to be this Polybomb spreading just to one player. Friendly toss onto Aaron there. That's also going to be the hit out. That will be Big Bird finishing out those stacks just as they're running away, so they don't have to worry too much about that. And you can see them turning around and be like, hey, I can die now. Like, it's okay. Let me just get a little bit more damage out here.
Let the curse end.
Cursed ends, and actually going to be bottom lane stacked up quite a bit. Aaron rotates down here. The play, though, at this point is for ReGen Retro to be like, all right, well, we can't give over any curses. We need to make sure we deny curses consecutively, because this is going to be curse point always for Thiccmama Whitemane Hots. They have a couple members going over the Bruiser camp on the right-hand side. I would expect that for the blue side as well. Go ahead and just grab this camp. Get that added pressure. Even it out in mid. Sonya going to be trying to push back top. Here's the other thing to note. Passive experience gain has gone up in favor for the members of ReGen Retro. You can actually pull in and see how that's actually starting to pull away a little bit. The other thing to note, which is even more major on top of that, is the periodic catapult pressure that's going to be in these waves. Every third wave will be a catapult pushing down the lanes. And that's a big thing to know. Actually, the invaded onto this camp is even bigger because stealing this away gives them some pressure into this top lane keep, and now they actually want to take this fight as Hunter is trying to find a way into this backline. Power slide for the mosh pit. That will be the Hinterland's Blast. There's a Warlord Shadow that went out, but ETC is going to get shredded right there. They turn over onto the Falstad. Now they end up getting the barrel roll right out of there. These aggressive mosh pits are potentially playing off, and the Hinterland's Blast is there, but unfortunately, it's not. There's nothing else to follow up, and I hate to harp on this, but I'll be honest, a leap would be like perfect here because that would give Sonya the initiation to follow up. Say there is the polybomb. Yes, no, the thing is though, then she'd be also leaping into a polybomb, so she'd be spreading it. So it's a hard spot to be in, but I don't know. That secondary like stun would be just extra, a nice extra thing to have, just to also bolster the damage out from False Dead. Regardless, they go for their boss on the left-hand side here. They could make a quick play for this bottom lane, but I don't think they'll make it there in time, so they'll just go ahead and clear out their mid lane. Medivh will scout this out. They do have the polybomb. I don't think we'll see the boss steal like we often see on YouTube. Is it more or less lewd than our resident Maltheo Misha player? How many times can we say Thiccmama Whitemane before we're banned? I think you're good. Thiccmama Whitemane Huts. Is it? I think it is. I think Chess Looter. 5 more times start. I think Chess Looter is honestly more lewd than Thiccmama Whitemane Huts. Either way, this is gonna be the curse picked up again. Or at least the curse point picked up again for ReGen Retro. They also go ahead and push out this boss in bottom lane. It's going to be the Hearth out from Miasma, and they'll go ahead and grab their Siege Giants on the side of Thiccmama. Siege Giants up available on the bottom right. We're getting to that later half of Cursed Hollow, so priority on the map is allowing the lanes to push up into you so you can clear them on your terms and your side of the map, and realistically grabbing camps and pressuring out the lanes with that. 4-man hinterland blast better than mine. I don't know, like it's cool. Like yeah, they're landing all this, but there's not enough follow-up damage. They're not able to pick up a kill with this. It's working, yes, but it just, you know, it gets polybombed. There's the turnaround. There's the Warlord's challenge. ETC goes down, so they gotta find another way. Maybe they have that Hanzo with the arrow just to maybe stun out Medivh or something. They need to deny this somehow, some way. Sonya still in top lane here. The objective is going to be popping up. That is the portal forward, and they get the dismount onto a couple people. Big Bird gonna be able to walk out just fine. Sonya rotating in. That is gonna be the Maltheo showing in top now. They can deny this. Hanzo with the arrow, it completely skates right by them, and they don't go for the full channel in time. Groundbreaker is going to be finished by the Garrosh right there. Warlord's challenge onto the Lily. They have the dive as well. Rainbow taking so much damage. Greymane trying to get the last little bit with that Razor Swipe. Moshpit going out into one. Hinterland's Blast not going to be used, and actually just goes right next to, I think, maybe hitting one member. Toss goes out, so it's going to be a kill in favor for Thiccmama Whitemane Hots as they actually charge in further. That will be the Malfurion going down, and now they're trying to chase onto Maltheo. Tez steps the well and goes down themselves. This is going to be curse pickup in their favor. That is huge for them on the side of Thiccmama Whitemane Hots. Curse in their favor. They back off, get this clear, and they're looking for 20s as quick as possible. Woohoo! 20-some, 30-some seconds on both these players. Remember my guests were effective in my team. I love it when there's a false dead guest that ends up helping the enemy team. Like it's just like just cue the Arrested Development music, or yeah. So good. No, not Arrested Development. Anyways, I can't think of it off the top of my head. Either way, top lane has some pressure. Mid lane's going to be going down as well. They take out the bottom lane keep, which is going to be catapult pressure in their favor. They could try and maybe go for it. Yeah, they're just going to go for the mid lane. I was thinking maybe they try and rotate in through the aggressive side, but there's everybody back. It's not worth it. ETC does finish the proc rock. Gonna be a little more beefy. Top lane fort does go down. This curse realistically evens this out a little bit. They take out a bottom lane keep, and now the map is, I'd say, fairly even for both teams. They got a little bit more structure presence on the side of Thiccmama Whitemane Hots, but ReGen Retro still in this themselves. Camps are going to be rotated on, and it's just going to be. I like how it's just like I get to say it, you get to say it, I get to say it. And we're just gonna be looking for those 20s here. Let's go ahead and at least show some of the healing numbers while this happens. Medivh gonna do a great job of scouting out for the friendly team so they don't get caught in any sort of ambush, or, you know, being like, oh wait, where's that? Excuse me, where's that one member? Like for example, ETC right now. They have no vision on them, but they're still pushing in through this. ETC sitting in this lower part, making sure no one comes in for a flank in any way, shape, or form. We can show some of the damage numbers as well before we're approaching these 20s. I'm like holding my breath at this point, just trying to see. Is it changing to now Thiccmama? Alright, we're gonna get 20s here in just a second. That camp is gonna be cleared out. We do have another objective popping up on the left-hand side of the map over here in a little bit. Malthael to rotate into top lane. Portals ready. Thiccmama. Thiccmama Hots. I think that's a good one right there. Yes, Dark. Hots Mama, thick main, white. Alright. What's up, Kaiser? They're just rotating around the map. Both these teams are actually playing. They're just walking around each other. They're waiting for 20s as well as just this later half of the game. Realistically, whoever takes a wipe here could be the end. I mean, top lane is an end for ReGen Retro and bottom is an end for however you want to say the blue side's name, is that we've been going through so many cycle different variations. Boss will be picked up. They're trying to feed this in through bottom. ETC is going to be grabbing the camp as well. I don't think they know this, but they could get the invade onto Hunter here. Mama main thick white. Oh my god. Portal forward, they have the knockback from Hunter here. That's going to be the camp invaded and stolen away. Hanzo with a little bit of poke onto this objective, trying to keep them from hearthing back. That is going to be, hold on, the arrow out from Hanzo, but it's not going to be enough. And now they all start to hearth back, but Medivh gets popped right at the end of that. Now they can chase in onto this. They're going to try and end. 59 seconds sitting on the Medivh. 20 talents here. We still have Lily not picking that 20, going to be going for the upgrade onto the Jugs right there. Taunt and everything goes out onto the ETC, and they get the pick onto them. That is going to be 1 for 1 so far. Boss is now into core, but this is 19 minutes in the game. They've got to burn through this as quickly as possible. This is really going to chunk in. Now you can see the rest of the team is starting to step back up on the blue side. They want to try and whittle this down and get some extra damage. Catapult can be thrown over by the keep. Malthael going to be ripping the souls of these minions. The boss is going to be doing percent damage onto the core now, but I think this should be denied. Falstead with the flight right over to grab this to deny any sort of curse retaliation. They will be having their core drop down to 61%. Catapult going to get the dismount right away there, and they will have the channel onto this. 4 seconds. Yeah, there's no way they can make it there in time. Falstead with the epic mount, getting that cooldown reduction. Also, the increased fly speed is just able just to quickly snap down to this. They actually could have stayed even longer if they wanted, just to try and pressure up. But that is going to be the core getting 39% taken off of it. And we do have a drop, but here's the nice thing about replays.
A hero has left the battle.
We don't have to actually deal with the pause, because regardless of the pause, I think they're just going to ask, and
Welcome back.
yeah, cool, we're ready. We're already ready. Everyone's back in. No big deal. Let's go ahead and go through some of these other numbers. We only have 36 stacks on the hammering from that Falstead, so not going to be stacked up quite a bit. This is going to be a curse in the bottom portion of the map. Pretty in favor for the members of ReGen Retro. If they can pick this off and they can take a good fight, that could be their end right here. But if they get wiped themselves, we'll be going to that game number 3. We got ETC. Wow, ETC got turned into ground beef right there. Seriously. Rename Bottomless Flask for Decker Kane to Thiccmama, please. It looks like Aaron will get the channel onto this. We do have a boss play coming out. The portal is going to be up and available. Malthael is going to get heckled by the Hanzo, so they don't have the Malthael or the Hanzo for this fight, so it's 1v1. Portal forward. They find the Sony here. The dive goes in. That's a lot of good damage. Warlord Shaman's going to be out. Hingelin's Blast onto a couple members. The boss is still onto these members right here, just shredding, not shredding per se, but Hanzo with the arrow completely skates right by them. They try and use that to jump back into the fight with, I believe, play of the game, and now Deltron takes way too much damage. They go down. Boss is still and available, and actually, no, they did take play of the game because we do see that boss over there. Now the curse is going to be in favor, and they pick up this boss for top lane, so this will be the lane naturally pushing out in their favor, and they want to turn around the polybomb onto so many members. Nobody is able to get that, and the mosh pit's able to go out as well. This is going to be Miasma getting shredded here. The polybomb was so good. They throw one of the members over the wall. Barrel roll from the false that actually puts him on the wrong side, but Garish is going to get taken down from the scatter arrow. They get the mark, and that will be boss picked up. All 5 members are wiped in top lane, and this is going to be, I would say they could even just run straight through mid. They will take some shots from these towers, but yeah, they want to end off of this. You can already see Rainbow going to take the hit right there. Mid lane's going to be pressured up, but I don't think these minions are going to be able to rush it. Falstad with the flight in. Looks like this is going to be Thiccmama mana members taking us to game number 3. Yeah, that's the nice thing about the, hold on. Last right? No, there's no way that they're able to do this. Yeah, that's gonna be the game going over. Game number 2. Over to the blue side. Thiccmama takes it. GG. Well played. Game number 3. On the left-hand side, we've got Thiccmama, Whitemane Hots, with Rainbow on the Lieutenant Morales. Maniacs is going to be on the Tychus. We'll have Cherna's going to be on the... So, sorry, they'll be on Tychus. We'll have them, Maniac's going to be on the Muradin. Sorry, just, it did not look like a Muradin right there on a motorcycle. We'll be having Hunter on the Leoric, and Clam going to be on the Orphea. On the right-hand side, we've got ReGen Retro with Miasma going to be on the Greymane, Altanian going to be on that Anubrak, Deltron on the Deckard Cain, Big Bird on that Jaina, and Aaron on the Tyrande. Not even in this game. Greymane, how? No. Malthael. I don't know. My eyes are apparently going. I guess I'm too old right now. Either way, can't say hero names. Let's go ahead and get into this. Sprays are out. Let's see. We have the dash for the Tychus. Scroll of Identify for the Stukov. This is also going to be, well, Skya Foundry. A really great brawly map. Some really good dive initiations. I like the use of the Greymane and the Anubrak together. They dive well together. You also have Jaina being able to get some burst damage out that helps the Greymane quite a bit, and then Deltron will be able to drop some potions very, very strong. Exactly, Stark. Exactly. Let's take a peek into the bottom lane as it's going to be Leoric into Malthael. Bit of a hard matchup here for that Leoric, potentially. Not going to be able to drain too much health off of them as Malthael's able to get some percentage-based damage onto a higher health tankier here, but that doesn't seem like it's going to be their priority. They just want to get some clear into these waves and just continue to soak up. That's exactly what both these teams are doing. We have that unyielding power? Ancestral power. Excuse me, ancestral strength. Unyielding power is Malthael's... Not Malthael's. Mephisto's level 1 questing talent. It is way too late for me, apparently. I did not drink enough tea today. But we got our game here. Game number 3. Let's see who's going to be taking this. Claim going to be diving in a little bit. Big Bird taking some initial damage, but Deltron has some great healing out as well. Just the dismounts with those grenades. Not going to be going for the clear on that Lieutenant Morales. Going to be going for the Caduceus feedback. Caduceus? I think so. Just continued in the rotations. I'm just trying to peek through some of the questing towns. We also have, I think, Lingering Chill? Yeah. Lingering Chill for this Jaina, so they're going to be having the extended time onto that, so maybe just a little worried they might not be able to get the... I mean, well, it's not really worried about getting your questing talent done, but it's more or less you just have extra time when they're slowed, and you can have more time for your cooldown reductions to then have that burst damage. Thank you so much, Lorelei. I don't know why that chat's open, but thank you. It's going to be the support camp going to be picked up here on the side of ReGen Retro. We also have the Muradin and top lane clearing out the siege camp that was pressured up. Aaron is going to be going ahead and just pushing out bottom lane. Hunter a little low on health. As I said, this is not going to be the easiest time. Easiest time in this bottom lane. Div a cheese loader. Yeah, that's good. I like that one. Siege camp on the left-hand side going to be picked up as well, and now they sit around this biotic emitter, maybe trying to catch one of the members in rotation. I think it's going to be actually this Muradin here. And are they able to... Oh, I think they're just going to wait for that wave to push in. I love the Thiccmama spam. It's very good. Are they trying to find... Oh, they're just trying to get some Stormbolts for their level 1, because that's actually their baseline. They went for the Stormbolt quest at level 1, and they also have their baseline quest, and that was their first one that they landed right there. So they're just like, you know what, at least let me get one around this corner. I know a Nubrek's in this bush, and so they get that. That's 31%, though, going up for ReGen Retro. Slowly getting the charge in their favor here. We'll see if they're able to just push right back on this point. That's going to be 7 talent tiers for both these sides in just a second. We have the Arcane Intelligence for the Jaina, if I'm not mistaken there. Yeah, so they're going to be having the mana return. from the ability damage, and that's going to be a way for her to sustain a little bit more in that realm. Now we have the move in here. They're trying to get some burst damage, but they're taking a lot themselves. Turret is going to be dropped. This will be the charge ending at 79%. Big Bird needs to cycle out of here as Leoric is giving quite a hard time into them, and they also clear out that top lane as well. It looks like we are going to be going into a reset on this, and they're just going to try and pressure right in. That is still going to be the turret dealing some good damage out, and they get that burned down. Now they can step back in. A lot of potions thrown out from that Decker Kane prepping this area. Let's pull away the talents here. Burrowing from the Anubrak. Altanian getting some good damage. That will be the Impale as well. Miasma trying to drive in and get some damage out onto one of the members. Nice Dwarf Toss out from the Murd and going to get healed up by Rainbow as well. They drop that Biotic Emitter. A lot of good damage out onto Hunter here. Orphea trying to put that damage in on the side. They reclaim this point. I think they're going to be holding this over. This will be first Triglav Protector, potentially in favor for ReGen Retro if they can finish out the next 15%, unless they stand and contest this. So 7-7. Mana's pretty good, health's pretty good. They move right back in. That will be the turret camp going to be dropped here. A lot of good damage onto the Murd, and they get a little bit low here. Dwarf Toss will not be enough as they jump into the lockdown from that Decker Kane. That also will be Aaron diving out. They don't get the extra kill, but that will be overtime ending. Caduceus. Thank you. See, I always want to say Caduceus because there's a CA in there instead of yeah, the DU. I'm gonna blame anything else. I blame casting. It's hard to read when you're casting. Sure, whatever's believable. But this is gonna be the mid lane front gate taken out. They take out that well, that sustain. We've noted it quite a few times in other streams, but as always, we're gonna hit on that point. You want to take out this well because it is the lane sustain. That means that point B is a lot more difficult to sit and control because you don't have that opportunity to go back and tap your well. They took out mid lane, so that rotation isn't available as well. Top lane's taken out. 16 seconds left on this Triglav Protector. They cycle out because they don't want to be too far forward with that Anubrak and the Decker Kane when this thing drops, as it's going to be either dropping from time or the last 10% gets burned out. But here's the thing, the gunner can go ahead and poke out a little bit here and there into the lane, and if they actually make a rotation, they could maybe go for the kill. Not going to be the case, as Aaron is chasing this Hunter here. Not going to be able to yield a kill onto the orc just yet, but we do have 10 talent tiers about to pop up for both sides. So let's take a look at some of the other numbers. And while we have these this last little bit of soak coming in, I do believe we have a total of 2 minutes left until the next point will be open and available. So we'll be seeing that about the 8-minute, 9-minute mark into the game. Thickius White Reactor. Just the adaptation of Caduceus Reactor. So the elite camp will be picked up here as well, and they're just going to be utilizing those 10 talent tiers. Actually, both teams are going to now have it. They could push in for this, but they go ahead and pick up their turret camp on the bottom left here. Let's see what we have for our 10 talents. Web rep from the Nubarak. We're going to have that Curse Bullet for the Greymane, Stay a While and Listen, Ring of Frost, Last Rites. We do have the Stim Drone, so it's probably going to be going under the Tychus, who's going to also be popping that Commandeer Odin. The Orc will have that Entomb for some setup. We do have the Eternal Feast. Might be seeing some sort of Entomb Eternal Feast combo. I would actually expect that to be exactly it. Ooh, the grenade coming out from Rainbow there and actually knocking them away. That is going to be less stacks for that Mind Devourer. They want to make sure that they're not comboing those together, as Mind Devourer is going to be needing people at the center end. Grenade knocks them right out of the way. It's all good. I only know it because it's snake wrapped around stuff. Oh, okay. It's the medical symbol. Snake wrapped around stuff. Okay. Thank you so much, though. All right, let's go ahead and check out what we got in our solo lane. Leoric is like, no, just I'm dipping. I don't want to, because here's the thing. Last Rites, if you can get that Leoric to that spot where that was actually in the early game where they were actually battling it out, Leoric was playing around that like quarter health realm. If that's where Malthael gets them, that's not going to be a good time. We actually see them really pressuring in the top lane while Malthael does double duty. A lot of good damage coming out into Big Bird. Rest of the team isn't able to follow in. That will be the Commandeer Odin coming down, but they know that that's just like they got to disengage and they're running. That will be the Stim Drone coming out as well. They're trying to get this extra damage out. Greymane taking a lot of that. Now they get them forced back there. It's a lot of heroics used on the side of Thiccmama, Whitemane Hots. Oh, huge nerd? That's okay. We're all huge nerds here. When I was referencing Lorelei, I was referencing Stark's D&D name. Come on. It's pretty cool. I did some research into it for my D&D character too. Oh, okay. That's actually really cool. I always know about I've always known about like Ouroboros, which is the snake eating itself. Like that's the one that I always know, but that's from like Resident Evil and from like a lot of metal bands use that in their artwork and stuff. Either way, game's continuing. We got some stacks going for both these teams. We also have Control Point B opening up as well. Just sitting on this point on the side of ReGen Retro, 12 to 13 in levels. 5e, yeah. Looks like they're just going to be going ahead and charging this up. They're not going to be walking onto this anytime soon. Leorc's still going to be pressuring out these lanes. Mid lane is going to be pushed in by this Orphea Lieutenant Morales combo. They're going to be sieging in pretty well here. As long as they're hitting those endpoints, they're able to get that extra burst damage and utilizing that into the siege here. But that does give over this Triglav Protector for quite some time. 13 to 13 in levels. No one going to be aggressing onto this point. 60% and rising. I'm waiting for more and more, but nothing else happening. Okay. Hunter making an engagement right here. Curse Bolt does go out. That will be the Entomb. No. Oh, wait. There's the Eternal Feast on top of it. 3 members are stuck inside of it. That will be Leorc going down to the Ring of Frost. They separate right out there. Maz needs to get out, and they actually have the Stim Drone going out onto the Commandeer Odin, and that will be the Jaina going down. Altanian taking a lot of damage. They will pop the Biotic Emitter. This is going to be a nice turnaround in favor for the members of Thiccmama, but they end up not losing their Murden. They end up getting the Malthael there. That's a huge play coming over for them, and they'll be able to sit onto this point 99% on the side of ReGen Retro. They lose 2 members, they back out, and I don't know if they're going to be able to jump back onto this point before it's charged over completely. 9 seconds on that Jaina, 18 to follow on the Malthael. This is not where you want to be when you're on the side of ReGen Retro, especially with the momentum that they just had. A lot of good fights in their favor. We do have 82%. We got the Jaina rotating in. They either have to jump onto the point now or just give it over. Altanian, looking like they're going in for it, but that's a lot of really risky play. And Tomb comes out. They have some shielding. Eternal Feast goes out once again, and they stagger out of death. Now Deltron sitting into this Eternal Feast as well. Big Bird is trying to make it out alive. The auto doesn't connect either, and they just lose their Nubrek, who was trying to delay out this point a little bit further. Unfortunately, it will not happen. They pick up the second Triglav. Hey, Murda, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, everybody, from Murda's stream. We are currently finishing up a match between the members of Thiccmama, Hots, Whitemane. I said that completely backwards. And ReGen Retro. I'm apparently a lot more tired than I thought I was today. This is just going to be the top lane fort going down. They can either go through the top lane keep and try and have that consistent catapult pressure for Control Point C, or even this up a little bit and open up mid lane for themselves to have more periodic catapult pressure through mid and top, and I think that's exactly what they're going to be going for here. Curse Bolt goes out onto 1. They're going to be diving for it as well. They get a lot of good damage out. The last rites will be there, and they get the Murd in here. Eternal Feast does come out as well, only getting one crash, I guess you could call it, and now that's just going to be 16 talent tier over ReGen Retro, but they close out that experience gap quite a bit, being able to get that pick right there onto the Murden. This also allows them to be a little bit more aggressive once this Punisher does fall down. Look at the positioning from Altanian, looking to get that burrow charge forward once this thing drops. 10 seconds, gonna be lasting onto that. 21%, they already know it. Web Wrap did go onto the Orphea. They want to burn this down with the Triglav Protector, but it keeps them there. Curse Bolt goes out, that's gonna be the burst, and that will be Orphea going down. Triglav does drop, that will be the Ring of Frost. They connect them, but I don't think the Ring of Frost actually makes it onto them. The Stay Wild and Listen just slows them down. Rainbow still alive, Greymane with some extra damage, and they turn that around so very well. Wow. Mama Thick, main white hots, exactly. That's where my brain's at, Stark. 16 to 16 in levels. We're going to be having that rush for 20. Control Point C is going to be coming around fairly soon, and for both teams, it could be some big plays. Mid lane's opened up a little bit, top lane's a little weak, bottom lane fairly strong still, but now they want to chase this Leorc, but they have that huge Wraithwalk. They have the 13 and 16 talent tier upgrades, so they'll be able to get the huge swipe right there. You can see them get another Wraithwalk right out, but unfortunately, last rites will connect in time, and Leorc does go down. Another stack for that Malthael player, sitting at 3 stacks already. Biotic emitter will be the choice. Now, the Orc does scout this out because as they do die on the battlefield, they are able to move around and spawn on the battlefield. So they just at least can provide a little bit of vision. Nice knockback onto Big Bird just to push them a little bit further away. A little bit of heckling. We also do have that Mind Devourer being finished by the Orphea as well. Only one more, I think only one more Regen Globe for the Tychus as well for that dash at level 1. Stormbolt goes out there trying to burn down that web wrap. That's gonna be a Nubrak with a dive in, a huge blow up. That will be the Stale One. Listen to slow this entire thing down. That will be the Crushing Jaws coming out. Curse Bolt goes out onto one. Commandeer Odin will be dropped. But while that's being summoned, Greymane is still slashing through. Hunter does respawn on the map. Biotic emitter in the back line. They get Tychus here. They get Muradin as well. Can they pick up Hunter on top of it? They're starting to fight out of the fort. Burrow charge forward from Altanian. Is it going to be happening? Greymane still dives. That is the last rights applied, and they rip the soul. Another stack for the Malthael player. They take out the mid lane fort, and it looks like they'll be able to steal away the top lane siege camp. Oh no, they're going to be moving in through mid lane right now. Okay, alright, now that's just backwards. Stowy name Thiccmama Sith. That's going to be your blue side team. Sorry, we've been having a little bit of fun with that. Thank you once again, Murda, for the raid. I really appreciate that. We are going to be cheering on some ReGen and some Thiccmama boys here. Both teams up one game, but this mid lane keep is going to be shredded through. They're potentially going to be able to get 20s off of this as well. Nice use of the Entomb right there to slow them down. They are playing very aggressive here on the side of ReGen Retro, but that's another last right stack onto Hunter, ripping this Leoric Soul time after time. 5 stacks on last rights. I think in any Malthael game that I think I've ever casted, I think this is the most last right stack I've seen on one. Without having any sort of, 20 talent tier upgrade where you're reducing them. What an insane play. Big damage, indeed. Alright, we do have Control Point C opening up. This is going to be ReGen Retro sitting on it for now. We do have 23 seconds on the Leoric. As I said before, they do spawn in the lane, so you're going to be seeing them just spawn in this top trying to push this out as the camp will be crashing in, so they don't have to deal with that. They are going to be looking for 20s themselves as ReGen Retro has finished that out. Now it's just going to be the sitting and waiting game as we're going to be getting some pressure through mid, pressure through top, and a whole level they've got to find, and they're not going to be able to get it through a minion wave or two. This is going to be a couple minion waves, and it's going to be tight to get down into this bottom lane point and make sure that they're able to stop that charge going over, because Control Point C, as said before, really strong, and they can run right through mid and try and end with this Triglav Protector. Ooh, alright. Managed to chug enough tea. Let's go ahead and get in this. Web Rep went onto the Orphea, who's on the conveyor belt. Oro charge in, it's a lot of burst out, and that's going to be Orphea getting caught out of position. Now they have the self-cleanse on the Malthael, gonna be chasing after another, that will be the Curse Bolt going out. Muradin in this bottom lane, gonna be heckling, keeping the overtime going. Now the entire team is gonna be down here, chasing after them. That will also be the Avatar form used. They get locked down, that's the last rights going out, and Muradin going down. We currently have 6 stacks on the Malthael. Triglav Protector picked up, and ReGen Retro. Nubrak inside, Malthael inside, you can see them moving up through mid. I would assume this has got to be the play for core. Hunter's trying to just push up this mid, though. They're like, we're going to get 20s this way. We got this. We absolutely got this. They do have 2 members down. Muradin down for 39 and Orphea down for 21. Triglav moving in. They don't have a minion wave for themselves. It's quite far down here, so they're going to have to tank this themselves or at least utilize the Triglav Protector for that. Let's pull away our talents and see if they're able to end right here. They skip the minion wave. Greymane going to be clearing that out. The help of Decker Kane a little bit here. They actually move over onto the Tychus, who actually gets Stim Drone. They're shredding through the Triglav Protector. Now they turn on to Lieutenant Morales, who goes down, and now that's also going to be the turn back to the core. They do have that Stim Drone Tychus, who, as we just saw, shredded through this Triglav Protector. Core shielding still there. Hunter does go down. Now that's going to be Orphea trying to get the big damage out here. They turn on to them, and that's going to be a couple members able to back right out. 1 or 2 more autos will secure it, and that will be it. Tychus does still have that Commandeer Odin and is getting some good damage out here. We do have Muradin back up as well. That will be the laser confirming the kills. Oh my god, single digits on that Tychus right there. They make it into the Hall of Storms, and this is going to be the turn back to the core. Triglav Protector getting some good value here. Tychus kind of, oh, last rights goes out, and that will be ripping the soul. Sorry, we have to check 7 stacks on Malthael's last rights right there. Another pick, and that will be ReGen Retro taking game number 2. They take the series.